Welcome to Buddha.say. Today, the video we are diving into is Business Warfare Self-Rescue, Why the More You Skimp, the Poorer You Get, Decoding the Diamond Sutra Infinite Economics that Smashes the Scarcity Curse.
Chapter 1. The Deaf Blind Spot of Elite Achievers.
Dear virtuous practitioners, within the battle city of life, have you also fallen into the empty spinning and bureaucratic clock and hustle culture? Do you fondly assume that as long as you make yourself the most frantic worker on the team, pulling overtime until midnight, destroying your regular diet, and elevating fame, profit, and revenue quotas as the absolute first priority of your life, that this defines excellence and true diligence? In his records, billionaire President Michael recalls his very first elite employee, Shelley. She possessed a radiant, sun-like cheerfulness and commanded the fierce loyalty of her subordinates. Yet, driven by the frantic fever of the company's annual revenue crossing $100 million, she worked herself to death, destroying her own body. Ultimately, her diabetes deteriorated, leading to double leg amputation and her tragic passing. The split-second death and impermanence walked through the door. All the grand fortunes, scattered diamonds, and illusions of status collapsed into absolute dust. The master extracted his most brutal corporate lesson. Putting work first, believing nothing is more sacred than the hustle, is the most lethal, clinging illusion of modern professionals. A merchant who amasses vast fortunes but cannot look back without regret at the inevitable brink of death cannot be called a genuinely successful entrepreneur. Master DeHang also once sparks a fierce correction. Practitioners love the lowest, most degraded garbage of mundane status to death, screaming at the slightest prick of a finger, yet have the absolute audacity to claim they want to transcend the three realms. Today, this 10-minute premium grand finale will completely decode the infinite economics and subconscious remodeling system from the final chapter of The Diamond Cutter. We are here to teach you how to thoroughly purge the lagging hard drive of mental exhaustion, creating a brand new reality where your merit compounds infinitely, just like the boundless emptiness. Chapter 2. The Exchanging Self and Others Trilogy that Destroys Friction. The most agonizing trauma for modern founders and executive leaders is toxic office politics, employees quiet quitting, departments shifting blame, and teams fracturing into daily corporate palace dramas. The Grand Master roars directly at this trauma. This is growing the calculated arrogance of a gang leader and plotting factional manipulation within a sacred space. Drafting company memos or tuning rigid KPI metrics to ban internal warfare is completely futile. Betrayal and shifting blame within your ranks originate entirely because you, as the leader, planted the toxic, negative codes of self-centeredness and calculated egoism into your initial karmic software. At and Diamond Company, Master Michael managed a gemstone department packed with 10 different languages and intense cultural taboos, yet kept it running smoothly like a well-oiled machine. The hidden architecture behind this total harmony was the strict execution of Mahayana Buddhism's most supreme psychological technology, exchanging self and others. Step 1. The Jampa Technique, the beautiful exploration. A leader must deliberately train themselves to become an absolute expert on the hidden needs and preferences of those around them. Silently spy on, observe, and record what your staff or clients truly want in their personal lives, remembering whether they take sugar in their tea or what seat cushion they prefer, forcibly shifting your absolute focus away from self. Step 2. The exchanging of bodies, the role play. Imagine putting your own mind inside an employee's body, looking back at your own high and mighty self through their eyes. Sincerely feel their exhaustion or despair, and step up without a shred of hesitation to help them fulfill their potential and dreams. Step 3. The rope trick, dismantling the illusion of form. Imagine twirling a cowboy's lasso, tossing it to encircle both you and your employees together as one. Stop thinking, I get the bonus. Instead, look at it as how can we achieve the rewards together? The meat skeleton inside your skin does not define your inherent self. The boundary is an expansive canvas that can be infinitely stretched through pure compassion. The moment you resolve to guard and cherish others exactly as you guard yourself, your subconscious engine erupts with a thundering, boundless current of financial and creative capital. This is the ultimate corporate matrix. saving all sentient beings, yet in reality, no being is saved. Chapter 3. The Storage Clearance and the 6-Time Log System. Once you have mastered the path of altruism, you still require a grounded, mental gardening manual that is as clear, structured, and visible as clauses in a commercial contract. The mundane brain operates exactly like an overloaded, lagging hard drive, choked with a tedious inventory of status, petty calculations, and identity anxiety. When storage is full, the entire system crashes. The first black tech delivered by the master is the Brain Storage Clearance Project. Intentionally discard 75% of the clutter in your office and home that has sat and moved for the past 6 months. Thoroughly purge these dark files from your matrix, upgrading your mind into a brand new, hyperspeed supercomputer. Following this, you must strictly enforce the 6-time log system, 6 times a day. At a micro interval of approximately every 2 hours, execute an absolute macro tracking of your most agonizing business or psychological hardships. Document your positive actions, your negative actions, and your immediate, highly actionable target of kindness for the day. Refuse to treat this tracking with a primitive urge for sterile perfection. Just like the signature black ink label hand-stamped by the founder onto natural cotton webbing due to the 3-dimensional weave and breathable pores of the natural fabric, the hand-pressed ink leaves an organic, fading, and semi-translucent textured imprint. This is not the robotic perfection of machine lines. It is a unique mark of time belonging solely to your present connection, a singular mark of connection. Daily deploying the 6-time log to counter your soft, hypersensitive arrogance is how you embed sharp mindfulness deep into your very marrow across every micro detail of daily operations. Chapter 4. The Infinite Economics, Breaking the Curse of Deflation. Under the grim shadow of global deflation and collective recession, the ultimate drag on modern founders is a paralyzed trance, being frantic, terrified to expand, and completely hijacked by macroeconomic pessimism. Mundane economics poisons your mind with the myth of scarcity, telling you resources are finite and that your gain requires another's loss, forcing you to retreat and hoard. The master delivers a thundering bomb that completely shatters this myth. The total volume of wealth has never been fixed. The moment you contract out of fear, becoming stingy toward employees and nickel-and-diming clients, you are actually deliberately programming the dead codes of bankruptcy into your subconscious recorder. Your enterprise will inevitably wither and die like a decayed tree. The infinite economics, derived from Chapter 15 of the Diamond Sutra, is known as non-abiding charity. A wise practitioner holds an absolute conviction that market shrinkage is solely an illusionary projection fired onto the blank screen by past negative seeds in the brain. Defying the selfish reflex, they double down on compassionate charity and relentless investments of time and expertise into others. When the conditions mature, the imprint blossoms in consciousness, directly creating out of thin air the fresh perception of an extraordinarily lucrative deal. New wealth is birthed straight from emptiness, requiring zero sacrifice from existing assets. It operates exactly like Picasso scribbling onto a worthless sheet of scrap paper, instantly transforming it into a $10 million treasure. When you expand the boundary of self, managing operations with a compassionate heart to guide and support others toward collective prosperity, you are planting seeds into your subconscious backend that are as immeasurable and infinitely multiplying as the boundless emptiness of the 10 directions. Artist Pellet, Chapter 5, The Golden Sun Within Your Chest. Dear virtuous practitioners, at the end of the day, before retiring for sleep, please sit in your dedicated, pristine corner and take out your 6-time log. Review the clean preservation of your behavior, speech, and thoughts amidst the roaring frictions of daily encounters. Before drifting into dreams, close your eyes and visualize a golden sun blazing inside your chest, firing infinite rays of brilliant light to touch, warm, and bless the employees of your firm, your fierce competitors, and even the guardians of law and order executing their duties safely on the front line. This conversion of raw honesty into expansive compassion, an act of truth, exerts a nuclear, final kick force upon the wealth seeds planted in your matrix, completely accelerating your profit margins to take off with priority on the mental runway. No matter how much turmoil life brings, the external battle city remains nothing more than a passing landscape along your tracks. Unzip the craft wallet of integrity inside your heart, loaded with the unyielding, monk-like spine of absolute honesty, remaining entirely self-sufficient, fulfilled, and rounded like a celestial treasury. Thank you for guarding the premium 4K Dhamma media of Buddha.say. May your mind remain like the light rail, abiding nowhere, bringing forth the ultimate mind.